Hello guys, and welcome back to another FIFA 22 Portsmouth created career mode. So we're jumping straight in it in this busy schedule of December, and we start away at Fulham, who are just occupying sort of the bottom five really of the Premier League, not really doing really well, shall we say. So we're hoping to pick up 3 points, which should be a relatively easy game, but as the Premier League and FIFA goes, it didn't actually start out like that. We were 1-0 down very early on, really good pass, lays it back to him, beating his near post, and just the away day sort of slump continues, conceding early, the clean sheet wiped out really early on and not really playing well, got off to a very poor start. It took half an hour for us to settle. Joe's really great run, pulls it back to Paul, who absolutely levered it from outside the area into the far corner and makes it 1-1, and what a strike that was to get us back on level terms. Sort of played better coming into the later start of the first half, and we equalise thanks to a sensational goal. And then a really well worked free kick. It was crossed in from Mikey into Chris, who probably didn't read it as well as he hoped to, but the shot made up for it and it crept into the far corner. Two long range goals, and I think that's Chris's first goal of the season. Absolutely brilliant strike on his left foot as well from a centre back. Not scoring many headed goals because he doesn't really win headers in the penalty area. It's normally aimed towards Mikey or Dan, but a long range strike from Chris gives us the lead, and then out of nowhere, really poor defending from Novio, given away. Dan tried to get in and block it. It hit his arm, and Fulham had a penalty no matter of minutes before we took the lead. And then we were pegged back thanks to this equaliser from Fulham from the penalty spot, and then pushing towards really the late game. And here Keane loses out in the air, but Sov should be doing better. It's probably poor from everyone. It's a poor goal to concede. Defensively, shouldn't allow the cross to come in, shouldn't allow the header to be won, and Sov shouldn't be allowed to be beaten with a header from that far away. We nearly equalised. 3 minutes to go. Joe's long range shot was sort of parried by the goalkeeper, but no one could follow in, beating this keeper from distance quite a lot today, so hoping that would go in. And then as we were pushing, the Fulham striker did well to keep himself onside and wrap up the 3 points in a 4-2 victory. Next was Chelsea, top of the league. Chelsea haven't lost a game yet all season. They've drawn a fair few, but they've not lost yet all season. They came to Fratton Park and we absolutely dominated them. And I mean, we really dominated from start to finish. We absolutely played really well. We had a few chances. The keeper made a couple of saves, wasted chances as well from us, that we should really be doing better. But it was 0-0. It's a clean sheet against free scoring Chelsea as well, which I was more happy about. It was hard to play in the snow, trying to concentrate with the yellow ball and where the yellow kit was. But as you can see, we had one shot on target, which their keeper made a save from, and they had no shots on target. We absolutely dominated them, restrict them from shooting, and we come away with probably a very deserved point. And I'm really happy with how we played in that one. Next was Juventus, and of course they battered us 5-2 away. I thought he was offside, but it lays it back, and Alfie just stands there and watches it, don't go, then moans at everyone else, which I had to laugh at. But this game, we qualified. It didn't matter. If we won, we didn't finish top, and if we lost, we didn't go down a place. So it was literally for pride. And Jax hit it with his unfavoured right foot, a dipping shot up and over the goalkeeper. What a way to score a goal, especially against Juventus. Absolutely screamer of a strike that was, to give us a point in the Champions League, which, again, like I said, it didn't really matter. We finished second regardless. But a very good confidence-boosting performance. Nearly won it in the end from a shot from McLovin, but Szczesny made a good save to keep it at 1-1. As you can see, as I said, finished second. It didn't matter. They would have had more points anyway. So we will be playing a very tough team, because it's a team who finishes top of their group that we have to play. And then here, Norwich away. What a ball that is from Joe, and what a finish from Mikey. Finally, we get off to a good start away from home. Took us 9 minutes to get on the score sheet. I thought I messed that up with the pass, but Mikey's power and pace did really well to get beyond the defender and put us 1-0 up. And again, Joe sort of instigating a lot of stuff into the right foot shot. Absolutely fantastic goal into the roof of the net. Beat the goalkeeper, all ends up. I don't know why he went for it. It was just beaten. Absolutely cracking efforts that we've scored. A lot of Christmas crackers in here. That we are scoring a load of fair few goals from distance. Might be a good poll for goal of the month to get. But no sooner that we went 2-0 up, Norwich scored and pegged us back to 2-1. And then into the second half, a really good ball from B. Great touch from Neil. Had to beat the goalkeeper, and he did. Went with his right foot. Scored 2 with his right, actually, now in this episode. But that should potentially wrap up all 3 points against Norwich that were down the bottom of the league. They did get a penalty though to add more pressure in. I think it was a foul on Chris. I think I generally actually fouled someone by pushing him for a change, not handballing it. But it didn't matter. Sob makes the penalty save, and then pushing into injury time. Mikey released by Ocean. Great ball, great touch, and absolutely brilliant finish. Normally the pressure ones they are, because sometimes 9 out of 10 you can miss them. You can either hit it at the goalkeeper or blaze it over the bar. But Ocean did well and slots it into the corner to make it 4-1. And finally an away day that we can be proud of and just absolutely get them 3 points. And a really good ball from Neil against Everton, as it was Mick Cooper's 200th match. And Mikey scores another great goal in this episode. Not a long-range shot, but the chip was absolutely sensational. To dink it up and over his reverse angle. Look at that little chip. Pickford, no chance. Backpedaling, tries to get there, but doesn't. And it ends up in the back of the net, and it is 1-0. Nothing really happened until the second half, but Mikey, great touch into Neil. What a layoff that was. And then Neil again with an absolutely long-range shot. And again, it's another really sort of contender for either goal of the month or goal of the season. We've got a fair few choices to pick from, which should be interesting to see what happens. Really good goal from Everton. This was absolutely fantastic. Passed it into the corner. I had no complaints. He didn't pass it across the goal or do their casual bullshit that FIFA really do, but it was a really good goal from Everton's point of view. And then here, I think Ian come out. Don't know why. I'm expecting half a chip over me, but it wasn't. He laid it back to the defender or the striker, went through the defender, and Everton are back on level terms. Absolutely out of nowhere, by the way. But Neil with an absolutely sensational strike. What a finish that is. Finally, Neil is absolutely proving to be sort of half decent this season, scoring lots of goals. Especially in this episode, but coming towards more of the later month, that he is doing really well. And then I think this is the last game. I'm not too sure if this is. No, we've got 2 more games. Man City away. Joe gives us a 1-0 lead after 7 minutes. It was against the run of play. We had to come out of the blocks quickly against Man City. They had a few chances early on, but Joe broke away and scored on the counter-attack. That's what you've got to do against City. You've just got to score on the counter-attack. You can't do nothing else other than that. And in 17 minutes in, what a ball that is. And it was handballed by, I think Rodri used his arm to clear it. We get a penalty, and we could be 2-0 up in 18 minutes. It was such a poor penalty, but Edison pushed it into his own net. So thankful for us that it did go in, but lucky that we are 2-0 up at Man City. And then, regardless of being 1-0 up or not, City just turned it on all of a sudden. De Bruyne and Sterling played into Jesus. He wouldn't do that. It's poor. I think it's Mikey. It's poor defending from Mikey for a change. And they're able to get one back. And then here, Paul got the yellow card for giving away a foul. Didn't want him to sort of cross it in. And then they scored with a header. It was poor defending. Dan just couldn't get across to that near post. It was a free header to make it 2-2. And then the comeback was complete from City. I didn't want to challenge him with Novio, because otherwise it's a red card and a penalty. But Sterling managed to smash it into the top corner. And we got lucky here. Ocean fouled, pushed by, I think it was Diaz again. Absolutely lumped him into the corner. And just pushed Ocean so far that he nearly fell off the pitch. I equalised to make it 3-3 in a 6-goal thriller against Man City. Normally you're on the end of a 5-1 or 6-0 battering against Man City. But a hat-trick for me. I know 2 penalties, but you just need that luck when you're playing City. They just turn it on sometimes, and they did in that second half. They were 2-1 down chasing the game, and they scored 2 quick goals, and really well worked goal. And then we had the other Manchester club. We had Manchester United visit Fratton Park And it wasn't a very good Manchester United side. They were struggling like in 13th. They weren't actually performing very well, which was a shock. And we're able to score after 3 minutes. We got a corner early on and we were able to score. And then here we just play it really well. Ryan into Tommy, into Paul. Really good football. This is into Novio. And what a shot that is into the roof of the net. And it is 2-0 already. But we know how... it was 2-0 up against City, but this was a different game because, as I said, United were very, very poor early on in the season. And then on the stroke of half-time, Man U had a corner. Paul was able to get it. We countered away, nil over the top into Mikey, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and you know the outcome, into the back of the net. And that's 2 assists for Neil against his boyhood club that he supported for so long. Probably chose not to celebrate, but... makes 2 assists. Here, poor defending from Ryan, should have got it clear. Dan should have got it clear. And of course, he just passes it into an empty net, as they do because they don't shoot. And then later into the second half, Neil, good touch here. It's a really good shot from Neil. Wanted to score, but the arms was up. I think it was going in. If not, the first one was a penalty. The second one definitely was. It was 2 block shots. The second one on Aaron Wan-Bissaka and myself to give us a 4-1 lead as they bring on Sancho, but I think it's just going to be a little bit too late in that respect because we go 4-1 up against Man United, and then with 10 minutes to go, I was going to score with Neil, but again it's a block shot. I just don't think Neil was destined to score, but if that's the case, Neil got a hat-trick of assists for his contribution today, and then I score again to make it 5-1. Fred got injured as well. I think Paul took him out in the build-up to us getting the penalty, but 5-1 against Manchester United, and honestly, they're not doing very well in the league, and we show pure dominance at home, and about time that we absolutely did that. As I see that they're 9th, they're not doing absolutely fantastic whatsoever. We're sat in 4th, City and Chelsea lead the way. They have lost a couple of games and drawn they got the identical, but Chelsea have conceded less. We put 3 past City, which obviously helps, and we kept Chelsea to a 0-0 draw. Joey nearly on 20 goals. Mikey just into double figures. Neil's popped up onto 7. Ocean up there as well. And B is low down on 3, expecting more from him. But guys, that is it for this episode. If you do enjoy it, hit the like button, and I'll see you all for January's episode soon.